How Fubara lost the Rivers political war. Wike explains. You're welcome to Nigeria Wave TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and turn on notifications for more in-depth analysis of Nigerian politics and breaking news. Thank you. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike has offered a fresh perspective on the political crisis that engulfed Rivers State, arguing that Governor Siminalayi Fubara ultimately emerged as the greatest casualty of the prolonged power struggle. Speaking during a media interaction in Port Harcourt on August 1, 2026, Wike attributed much of the crisis to what he described as poor political advice from individuals within the governor's political circle. He specifically named former Chief of Staff Edison Ehie, Chijioke Ihunwo, Victor Oko Jumbo, and activist Ankio Briggs, alleging that their counsel influenced key decisions that deepened the rift between him and his successor. According to Wike, rather than encouraging compromise and reconciliation, the governor's associates emboldened him to adopt positions that prolonged the political standoff and complicated efforts to restore stability in the state. The former Rivers governor further alleged that Fubara was persuaded to abandon understandings reached after a peace initiative brokered by President Bola Tinubu, describing that development as a major setback in attempts to resolve the crisis. Despite his criticism of the governor's advisers, Wike expressed sympathy for Fubara, insisting that the governor suffered the greatest political consequences from the conflict. The disagreement between Wike and Fubara evolved from what initially appeared to be an internal political dispute into one of Nigeria's most consequential state-level power struggles. The crisis polarized the state's political establishment, disrupted governance, and created competing power blocks within Rivers. It also attracted national attention, prompting intervention from the presidency as efforts intensified to prevent further deterioration of the political situation. Throughout the dispute, the conflict extended beyond disagreements between the two political leaders. It became a contest over party structure, legislative control, and the future direction of Rivers politics, with loyalists on both sides fiercely defending their positions. Wike's latest comments suggest he believes the governor underestimated the political consequences of confronting an established political structure without maintaining broad internal support. From Wike's perspective, decisions taken during the crisis weakened Fubara's political leverage, isolated him from key allies, and ultimately reduced his room for political negotiation. The FCT minister's remarks also reinforce his long-held position that external influences, not necessarily the governor's personal convictions, played a significant role in escalating the dispute. Whether that assessment is acceptable by political observers remains a matter of debate. Supporters of Fubara have consistently argued that the governor sought to exercise constitutional authority and govern independently, while Wike's allies maintain that political agreements reached at the beginning of the administration should have been respected. Recent developments indicate that the intense rivalry between the two camps may be giving way to a more conciliatory relationship. Also, Fubara has publicly indicated his willingness to work with Wike once again, signaling a shift from months of confrontation to political accommodation. Although the renewed understanding appears to have lowered tension, rebuilding confidence among supporters on both sides may take considerable longer. Political reconciliation are common in Nigeria's evolving democratic landscape, particularly as elections approach and political actors seek broader alliances. The renewed engagement between the former allies therefore reflects both political pragmatism and the realities of power negotiations. The apparent stall in relations could significantly influence political calculations ahead of the 2027 general elections. A unified political structure in Rivers would likely strengthen the state's influence within national politics and reduce the internal divisions that previously threatened the cohesion of the ruling political bloc. it may also reshape the ambition of other politicians who benefited from the earlier divisions. However, there is need for caution that such reconciliation at the leadership level does not automatically erase the grievances accumulated during months of political confrontation. Many stakeholders who took sides during the crisis will be watching closely to see whether the renewed alliance produces lasting cooperation or merely represents a temporary political truce. Beyond Rivers State, the episode offers another reminder of how internal power struggles can reshape governance, redefine political alliances, and alter the careers of even the most influential political figures. As preparations for the 2027 elections gather pace, the durability of the Wike-Fubara rapprochement will remain one of the most closely watched developments in Nigeria's political space. Please share your thoughts on this story and don't forget to like and share our stories.